What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Things We Learn. As you guys already know, it's the show where we go through all the major talking points of the last Chelsea game. And say it quietly, everyone, but we actually won. We actually won, and we actually played convincingly for long periods of it. The second half, we will delve into that later on in the video. I want to try and remain positive in this video, but we're going to discuss all the topics of today's game. The good and the bad. There's some bad in it. There was some good. But in spite of all of that, we won. We kept a clean sheet. Players that have been playing poorly, like Havertz and Mount, had really good performances today. And I hope it's something that they can build on as well. Plenty to get into in today's video. So before we start, as always, hit the like button. We're aiming for 500 likes in today's video. So guys, if you haven't done it already, the first thing we need you guys to do is to hit that like button, because it does a lot of magic for the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Press the bell notification button as well to be the first to know whenever we release any new content. And don't forget to check out my personal channel, Carefree Lewis G, in the description below. And let's get into it, because I won't even lie to you guys. I was not that optimistic going into the game. Bournemouth were on much worse form than us. I don't think they'd won a game in their last 9 league fixtures. But the way we were playing going into that game, the way we have been playing over the entirety of the season, anything could have happened, or you could envision anything happening in that sort of game. But we took control very early. We were controlling possession. We were making chances. I could see patterns of play as well. We were trying to push the ball down the right-hand side and use Reece James and Sterling to get the ball into Kai Havertz in the middle. And it worked. We got the first goal based off that pasture play. Brilliant pass from Mount into Sterling. Brilliant cross from Sterling into Havertz. And Havertz makes a perfectly timed run. He keeps himself onside as well. There's a big factor in that goal too. He kept himself onside. And he got the first goal for 1-0. Then we got something even madder. We got a Havertz assist on top for Mason Mount for the second goal. And at that point, Chelsea are in cruise control. Bournemouth, they're getting the ball into good positions, but their decision-making, their end product in the final third just is nowhere near good enough. And we're just cutting it off for fun. And we look like we're in control of the game. We could potentially be getting a third goal. But the third goal just never came. And as the game progressed, our performance started to deteriorate as a result too. The Reece James injury didn't help, and we're going to get into that later on in the video too. But Bournemouth started controlling the game a lot more in the second half. We were a bit sloppy too. We got very complacent at 2-0 in my opinion. Passes started getting a bit sloppier in midfield. The likes of Jorginho and Zakaria needed to improve a little bit in that mark in the second half. And Bournemouth started really doing some damage with the ball. They were getting the ball into much more dangerous positions. They looked a lot more threatening. They were moving the ball a lot quicker. But the end product just constantly let them down. And thank God it was Bournemouth. That's the first thing I want to say. And that's my first point as well. We do need to kill off games like that. When we're in control, when we're dominating the game, we need to finish them off. Because any better team, and they could potentially be coming back. I had my mate in my ear the whole second half reminding me of the Wolves game last season where we were 2-0 up. We were in control. Wolves were playing terribly. And then we didn't kill it off. And then they got 2 goals and they equalised in injury time. Now, Bournemouth, they weren't the same. Their finishing was just absolutely atrocious at times. But if that was a better side, I don't know what sort of result we're leaving that game with. So it's a good start. And we are still in the first early stages of Graham Potter's philosophy and building the team that he wants to get. So I understand that there's going to be holes in that too. But we do need to be a lot better when it comes to killing these sorts of games off. Because a third goal would have taken any fear out of that sort of situation. And if anything, it would have killed off any hope for Bournemouth as well. They would have gone into damage control and just tried to maintain their goal difference. I just think we could have done a lot better in that second half. We took our foot off the gas pedal a little bit, but that's the only real negative. That and the Reece James injury, because you know what, we'll just get all the negative sides out of it already. I don't know if Reece James was fit enough to start. I saw his trainer post something on Instagram today where he said, I'm holding my tongue because there's a lot of things I want to get off my chest. If Reece James was nowhere near 100% fit, we should not have risked him at all. And that is a terrible move from management if we did that. But that's a big if, and we can only speculate. Right now, all I'm seeing is Reece James has got another injury. And it's another mark of our performance because you saw how different we played as soon as Reece James left the pitch. That right-hand side didn't become our friend after that. It became our enemy. And they just started running down that side for everything it was worth. And we're probably going to see more games like that depending on how long he's out for. So we need to go in for a right-back. A right-back has to be the first thing we do in the window. I've seen we're active, but we're looking at more investment signings than anything concrete right now. I did see early links with João Felix, Enzo Fernandez. It would be great if we could get the pair of them in, but we need a right back. We have been relying on Reece James for way too long, and it's been part of the reason why we constantly rush him back from injuries, and it's part of the reason why he gets injured again. We can't keep doing that. We can't. We need to get some adequate depth for Reece James, so we can take a bit of the weight off his shoulders too. Because he's too important for us. You see how different we play when he's on the pitch. We look a lot more confident. We make much better chances. We're seeing patterns of play. As soon as he comes off, it's a car crash. It's an absolute car crash. So we need to find a way to accommodate for Reece James. And we need to find a way to... We need to just find better depth for him. Simple as. Simple as. Moving on into the third point. And you know what? We're going to go into the positives now. Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. Let's talk about them because it was good performances from the pair of them. And it was really refreshing to see too. Kai Havertz, really good finish for the first goal. I've always said one of his small positives is that he's good with his first two touches. It's just the more touches that you give him, the more likely he is to make a mistake. And I think Potter's noticed that as well because the way we were playing, it was about getting minimal touches out of Kai Havertz in the box. And it bred a goal. Managed to breed an assist as well. I thought his build-up play was really good as well. Really good. Did seem to peter off in the second half, but the same thing happened to everybody. So I'm not going to pinpoint that on Havertz or Mason Mount. That was a whole team collapse. But it was a very good performance from him. Now just do it again. You know my stance with Havertz. I've been very critical with the player, but it's because consistency is his biggest issue. Good performance today. Now do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And then we can have a conversation because my mentions were an absolute mess yesterday just because of one game. And it was a good game, but I need to see a lot more than that before I'm convinced. Same thing with Mason Mount. Brilliant pre-assist for the first goal. I thought it was a good performance from him as well compared to what we've seen this season. But he also, again, petered off towards the second half too. Good performances from the pair of them. I do want to see this a lot more consistently though. But I do feel like we're going to continue to play these two players in the same positions that they were in this game. So hopefully they have a bit more time to bed into it. And hopefully they show some consistency as well. Number 4, I want to talk about Thiago Silva. Because to me, that was my man of the match. Thiago Silva absolutely saved us in that second half. So many key blocks, left, right and centre when the whole team fell apart. It was just Thiago Silva in there. Brilliant performance from him. As per usual, he's put that back four myth completely in the mud. I don't know why people were saying he couldn't play in the back four. It's an absolute myth. And yeah, brilliant performance from him. Brilliant performance. I want to end on Christian Pulisic because I do feel like I was a little bit harsh on him in my fan cam. He wasn't invisible. I will take that one back. I don't think he was invisible. Do I think he was the least impactful out of all of our attackers? Yes. Do I think his decision-making and his end product could have been a little bit better? Yes. But I won't say he was invisible. I don't think that was fair on him. I think his dribbles were very good. I thought he was kind of unlucky not to get the third goal as well. I thought it was a Havertz dive initially, but turns out it wasn't a foul and it wasn't a dive. So it should have been a goal for Pulisic, and that's very unfair on his account. Yeah, I do want to see a little bit more from him. I'm not taking that one back because I didn't think his end product was at the level that I want to see from him. But maybe a bit more game time will get that out of him, because I've said he needs a run of games. He needs to be able to be given a chance, feel that bit of confidence in him, and maybe you'll see a better performance out of that. But yeah, wasn't invisible. I'll take that one back, and much better performance from him. But I do want to see a little bit more. But guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Carefree Lewis G. Check out Chelsea Fan TV as well. And as always, up the Chelsea, and Happy New Year, guys.